Alright, so in this tutorial, in part 2, we are going to add a meteor and have meteors kind of spawn out randomly across the screen. So we're going to go back to scene, and I'm going to add the meteor in there. Let's go ahead and drag that in. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to add a spawner. And so click right here, and we're going to just name that meteor spawner. Okay, and we can place this. I'm going to probably place, I think I had one right here and another one maybe right here. Okay, and what we're going to do is let's go ahead and click on the meteor right here, and we're going to have it move. So let's go down and move, and we'll do it nice and slow. Let's say speed 50, and the direction, let's do 90. Okay, and now from here, let's go ahead and let's do a rotate, and let's just rotate. The rotate speed is a little slow. Let's do just 7, nice and slow, and you can leave it counterclockwise. This way it gives a slight rotation to the meteor. And now after we do that, let's go back to the spawner, and we need to actually create an attribute because we want them to spawn at random times. So let's go to attribute, and let's click on the plus, and we want it to be an integer, and click choose. And we're going to rename this. It's important to stay organized. Let's do meteor timer. Okay, and once we have this labeled, what we can do is we can go back to our actors, and we can go to the meteor spawner. And what we're going to do is we're going to do just a little bit of a delay. So let's go to timer. We don't want them spawning off the get-go. So let's do every second. Every second it's going to change the random. It's going to pick a number. So we're going to do change attribute. So let's go down to change attribute. And what we're going to do is we're going to click right here and go to the game and the meteor timer. And every time we're going to do that, every second it's going to choose a value between, let's make this 1 and let's say 11. Okay, and then I'm going to click OK. And so after every second it's going to pick a number between 1 and 11, and then we're going to do, let's do this. We're going to create a rule, and then it's going to be, let's go spawn meteor. And what we're going to do is we're going to change it to a numeric expression, and we're going to say when that meteor timer, that attribute that we just made, when that equals, and you can just set an arbitrary number between 1 and 11, let's just do 3. So this is calling a number between 1 and 11 every second, and then it says when that timer clicks or hits 3, we want to spawn the actor. So we're going to go up to spawn actor, and which actor we want to spawn the meteor. And what we want to do is we want to change it to a random direction so it doesn't just spawn 90 degrees every time. So let's click right here, and let's just change it to a random value. So it's going to, let's do like 220, between 220 and 360. So, and 360. And let's see how that looks. And you can always adjust this accordingly. But initially I want it going, somewhat down, downward motion. So let's go ahead and click preview, and let's see, you can see it slightly rotating, and it's spawning every so often. And let's see if that, keep on, yep, so great, it's spawning, but the one, I don't see any of the meteors spawning from this side. So what I'm going to do is, let's go back, and we're going to go back to the scene. And once we do that, we can just flip this. Let's see if, make this a little bit bigger. Let's just flip this around and see if that does the trick. So let's do that. And there's some, and we're gonna wait for some others to see if we get anything spawning from this side. If we don't, what we can do is, let's just go back home and let's see how it's spawning, because maybe it's spawning in the different. I'm going to drag that in here, and then let's just kind of see where it's spawning from. And let's see. And if you want them more frequent, you can change it between 1 and 11 to something else. And this one doesn't seem to be spawning, so I'm going to go back, and I'm just going to delete that and try it again. So I'm going to click on that one, delete. I'm going to spawn that one, and I'm going to rotate that this direction. And now let's see if that spawns any meteors. And it's spawning it down this direction. You can see that this one just spawned down here. So let's flip this up a little bit so it's like that. There you go. So now it's spawning, and it's spawning in both. Great. So just what we want.